Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the vendors table. Today we are joined by the wonderful Deji Rachel.
Hi guys.
And back again with the amazing XW Fola from XW Media. Fola, we know what you do. Deji, what do you do and why weddings?
So I'm a full-time makeup artist, professional makeup artist. And why I do weddings is because I just think it's very, very special. And it's such an honor to be part of someone's big day. Like the happiest, greatest day of their lives. And every booking is different.
Yeah.
Every single booking is different. Every bride is different. So yeah, that's why I do weddings.
Yeah. Even with, do you not get like people saying, oh, like I want to look like that bride on your page?
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Yeah.
And I just like to communicate and just let people know that, you know, that was their look, but let's create a look for you. You know what I mean? So everybody is an individual. Everyone's special. Yeah. Everyone has their own tailored experience. Yeah.
No, I respect it. Fola, what do you do in why weddings?
Why weddings?
Yeah.
It's a weird one because my parents are not together.
Okay.
And the reason I actually fell into weddings many years ago, but the reason I stayed in it is because initially I wanted to find out why people would get married.
Okay.
So if you look at how the content was put together back then, it was more of a documentary perspective because I was trying to find why would someone be crazy enough to spend the rest of their life with another person that you don't know necessarily. So that was why I started doing weddings, and that's why I'm still doing it till today.
Okay, I hear that. Have you found the answer yet?
Yeah, I think everyone's just crazy.
You got to find someone to be crazy with, innit? What am I saying? Okay, we're both not married as well, innit?
No.
Do you think that you've both been in the industry for a bit now? Do you think that if you were to plan a wedding as a vendor, it would be different to planning a wedding and having not been a vendor?
100%.
Is it? Do you know who's doing? You know who's doing some bits of your wedding already?
I have an idea. But I just feel like there's so much you learn from, like, you see the same repetitive mistakes.
Yeah.
So people are like, "Do you know how you want your wedding?" And I tell them, "I know how I don't want it."
Okay, hear that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's stuff. But I guess obviously it's because we see a lot of weddings. Yeah. We see it from this side as well. So people that don't often see weddings from this side especially won't have that insight. They might just think, they might have a grand idea, but actually the practicality of that idea is not going to come together. Yeah. That's what we're here for, to give them some insight, some knowledge. All right, we're going to do wedding trivia.
Oh, good.
Oh, my goodness.
Another one.
Bola lost last time.
Okay, cool.
Last time he was on, he lost. So we're going to give him an opportunity to redeem himself.
Oh, whatever.
So 5 questions. The rule is you got to wait till I finish asking the question and then just shout out the answer.
Okay.
First person shout gets the point. We good to go?
Yeah.
Okay. First question. What is considered bad luck for a couple to do before their wedding?
See each other. See each other. See each other.
Damn.
That was me.
Okay, we'll give that one to Deji.
What? How?
Okay, maybe we should do it again.
She just shouted.
Let's do it again.
Aye, that way we might need VAR for that one. Do you know what? I'm gonna when I put the video, I'm gonna show the winner on the screen. I'll do like an action replay, slow mo.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so 0-0 for now. Next question. What is the name given to the anniversary of a couple celebrating 50 years of marriage?
Golden Jubilee.
Ooh.
Platinum Jubilee.
Just vibing answers.
It was golden. It was golden.
Yes.
just chucking. Anyone works.
Take it. Lucky that was the first answer. It's not a Jubilee, it's a golden wedding, but I'll take Jubilee.
I'm thinking of the Queen.
It's the birth. Is it? Oh yeah. 50 years in.
50 years.
Yeah, it's the Queen. Yeah, but I'll take golden. You gave me golden. Cool. Lucky it was your first one. If you said platinum first.
But which one's platinum? I think it's 70 years. Yeah.
I think platinum 70.
Yeah.
Next question. According to a tradition originated in West Africa, which household object can a married couple jump over at a wedding?
Broom.
Sick. I read that.
Did
you know that?
2-0.
I did, but it took me a second slower to figure it out because I was thinking of the. To be fair, you did say West African.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Jewish one.
Okay.
So like step on the, I think it's a bottle.
Is it a bottle?
I feel like
Yeah,
it's a
glass bottle.
Yeah.
Is
They
it?
cover it and they
step
smash
on
it.
Oh, mad.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. What is the difference between a maid of honor and a matron of honor?
Matron of honor is married.
She should be a wedding planner.
Yeah, she's got all the answers, boy.
Yeah, she went in.
That's what 3-0.
I swear.
So even if you got that first one,
Yeah, it was not good anywhere, bro.
we'll do the last question. In fact, this one you can both answer, and we'll see who gets the closest. How much was the most expensive wedding dress?
That I've done.
No, the most expensive wedding dress.
Probably like
Just give me
1.2 million.
1.2 million. What are you going with?
1.7 million.
1.7. Okay, the answer was 8.2 million.
Jesus, who's
I
dress?
don't know who it was,
Oh,
but
God.
Wow.
I think it was American because the number was in dollars, but
Oh,
8.2 million. So that's Deji's 4-0. Do you know what? Because of that, I'm just gonna give her that first one as well.
Yeah,
Make it
let's
5.
just give it to her.
that was a good one.
Make
That
it
was a good
5-0. Yeah, man. Well done. 5-0.
Thank you.
Smashed it. Okay. Do you know what? Let's do a dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a dilemma. I was invited to a wedding not too long ago by someone who is not necessarily a friend, more of an associate. I don't feel obliged to invite them to my wedding, but people around me don't agree. What should I do?
Don't invite them.
Don't invite them. If you feel like you shouldn't, I would say more times don't, but I think assess why you shouldn't. Like why you feel like you shouldn't. Why do you feel like you're just associates? Why do you feel like you got invited to their wedding? Was it just to fill up numbers? Was it because they, has the relationship between you and that person deteriorated in that time? Did something happen where you're like, I don't want to be friends with that person, and that other person doesn't know that? But ultimately, if you don't want to invite someone to your wedding, don't invite them because it's costly.
Exactly.
It's costly. Sorry, I'm not going to go on. Carry on.
No, go. Because there's some factors. There's a
agree.
lot of wedding factors that are affected by the head count.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Because for me, my perception of a wedding is as simple as I am about to stand in front of someone and tell them that I am going to dedicate my life to them. So I'm meant to be with this person longer than I've been alive, right?
Yeah.
That's the concept of it.
Yeah.
So the people I want to witness that are people that mean a lot to me, that even if we had issues, these are people that I can run to, or we can run to collectively and say, hey guys, we need advice.
Yeah.
If you're not that person or you're not in that group of people, I don't want you there. You can see on Zoom, like everybody will get the link on Zoom, but being there, it has to be something very closely knitted. Like I just want family.
Yeah.
Close friends, people that are able to help you in your times of need that you can call, they can call you too, and you can help each other.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, I don't,
Like weddings, it's very controversial and at each their own. But you know what? Weddings shouldn't just be a party. It's a celebration. And you should genuinely have people around you that are willing to celebrate you.
Yes.
Not jump for
the
a
vibes.
party. No. People that their heart celebrates you too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Agree. But I feel like 100% agree. But I feel like, I don't know, what, like small wedding versus big wedding. Why do people have big weddings then if that's the case?
I
There's 500, 600, there's 1,000 people weddings. It's like,
I read something about that the other day actually. That most brides, it was a survey that most brides after doing a big wedding tend to regret it.
Is it?
Yeah, because there's so many factors. For example, I did a massive wedding last month or so. Actually, no, 2 months ago, 800 people. And there was a point where they actually brought Wasiu from Nigeria. If you know Wasiu, you know he's a big guy in Nigeria. They brought Wasiu from Nigeria to perform. And I could hear one of the guests say, it was on the phone to someone. It's like, hey, Alpha, my guy, we're at Wasiu's performance. So it was a wedding. It was a wedding. You're telling me I paid all of this money for you to come and be telling your friend that we're at Wasiu's performance. So yeah, big weddings, not for me.
Yeah, I think, obviously each to their own as well, innit? But I always feel like the one thing I've always said is when I get married, I do not want my wedding to be a motive. It can't be you're calling a boy in the morning, yo, you going to Mid's wedding? Nah, impossible.
That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
We put on the IV secret location. You find out on the day, bro.
You know what it is, it's like at the end of the day, when you go home to your partner, a year later, how many people are you actually talking to that came to your wedding?
Facts.
Was your wedding that big that you could go to your local shopping centre and literally pass them and not even recognise them?
Facts.
And they don't even probably remember you.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's about what you want, in my opinion.
Yeah. And honestly, what you can afford as well.
Yeah, what you can afford. That's why I think with the weddings, a lot of my statements will be each to their own. But honestly, like, to the person that has 40 people at your wedding, it's still going to be a good wedding.
100%.
Sure.
30 people at your wedding, it's still going to be a really good wedding.
100%.
Some of my best moments, beautiful moments, were the COVID weddings. You know, when they could only bring 8 people, ones. Then they went to 20 people, and then I think it went to like 30, and some of the best ones were the COVID weddings.
Do you know what?
I wish I was getting married.
I honestly, I was jealous.
I wish.
The amount of money that people save doing COVID weddings. And it's and like, now, obviously, if you're someone's going to do a small wedding, like a 30 people wedding now, people are going to be saying, oh, why didn't I get an invite? You couldn't really have said that during COVID.
Exactly.
So you save money, you don't have the hassle of that. Then, and you still go and you get married, you can spend that money on honeymoon or whatever.
And bear in mind, during COVID, the prices of houses came down. So people could, if you wanted to
deposits
spend,
everywhere.
like if you wanted to spend that money you've been saving for a lavish wedding on a home and then a honeymoon when COVID lifted, a lot of my my couples waited until the restrictions lifted just a little bit, and they enjoyed themselves. They enjoyed themselves. So but it just goes to show that, you know, you could have a good wedding with just like 50 people, 100 people.
Yeah, for sure. I mean? I don't think, the number of people is less important than the quality of the people.
Yes,
facts.
100.
Because you got to have the people there that that are really there for you, innit?
And the money has to make sense, you know, because listen, besides all the love is sweet, but when money enter, love is sweeter. So really and truly, if you can find ways to cut down costs, it means that after the wedding is said and done, because really and truly, by the time the wedding is done, you've spent all of that money, right? You need to have enough money in the bank to know that, okay, I can look after my family post-wedding. There's no point splashing out and then doing baked beans, you know, after the wedding. So, you have to make sure.
Put a strain on your marriage.
And that's one of the biggest reasons why couples separate.
Financial issues. It's a big one. It's a big one.
So
that is the biggest reason, actually. I heard it recently.
It's huge though. I mean, there's so many layers to that. Some people don't even really have those conversations they need to before they get married. But that's a topic for another day.
Maybe someone married can give like
exactly.
In fact, we're all speaking from this side of the fence. It's very true. Wedding pet peeves. What are the things that bug you on a wedding day?
Makeup artists on their phones. Sorry, I had to say.
You know what? I understand.
Makeup artists on the phone.
I actually understand. But I have to say, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. We're going to get our content because we did not just stand up for 2 hours straight to just not get that content.
But here is the thing. I don't even mind that. I don't mind it because I get it. At the end of the day, maybe what I am shooting. So a lot of the times when I'm shooting a bride prep, right? What I am shooting is centered around the makeup artist rather than the hairstylist. Okay. Because when you look at, you don't really look at the hair like that in terms of the details of it, more or less the makeup. I don't mind you filming on your iPhone quickly, like 3 to 5 minutes in, out, bam. But you see the ones where they do studio setup, they bring ring light, they bring side lights, they bring like 2 o'clock. It's just too much. There was a time where so you normally, when the bride is getting dressed, as the guy, you have to wait outside.
Okay.
You're waiting outside for so long, thinking, the bride is still getting ready. Come inside, only to realize that there's now an entire studio setup of the makeup artist and hairstylist. Stuff like that is just not nice. It's not fair because it then takes away the time from the day. So
Fair enough.
get your shot. I don't mind it, but just be efficient. And then another thing I feel like, it's just, I don't know what it is. I just think everyone is just mad. If I'm shooting and my line of sight is this way, there's no reason why you should then shoot right in front of my line of sight.
It is, because we think your line of sight is like this, but with your some of your cameras, it's more like this, right?
Yeah,
like,
probably a
it's
35.
more like wider. So sometimes I could just come in from side and say, "Oh, we can see you. I can see you." I'm like, okay, sorry.
The best thing to do is just to stand right next to the.
But I need to go close to get that shot.
Yeah, but
you know what it is? I've come to
Zoom.
understand. No, don't use the quality. Like, I've come to understand that I just have to work with the videographers.
You
and
have
the photographer.
to.
And sometimes I just be like, please, like, can you just give me like 2 minutes? Like, please. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Something like that, I
But
don't
like-
mind it.
Yeah, but it's about, we've got to work
it's
together. Though.
communication,
We're a team
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, we're a team. But then there's some videographers and photographers
LOL.
that, that are just taking the mic. Now, you guys are just taking it. You're moving my light whilst I'm still doing makeup. I finished the makeup. You're saying, come back. Oh, let's do this. I'm thinking, like, you guys have had all this time to do these beauty shots, even whilst I'm doing it.
In all fairness,
Like some people, some of you guys that you're taking the mic, like you're taking long,
In
and then
all
next thing you know,
fairness.
it's time to get ready. I've got no shots.
no. So here is the thing. It depends on how the team shoots, right? I'm very much centered around natural light. I don't like to bring in a light that doesn't enhance this, like doesn't enhance the scene, but doesn't do it too much, if that makes sense. So if I'm going to bring a light, maybe just a hair light to illuminate the hair a bit, just to give it some dimension, and chances are I'm shooting shadow side.
Yeah.
And then you have a light coming in, you have natural light coming in. But a lot of the times, makeup artists will like to shoot with their ring lights in the corner of the room. I can't, that shot doesn't look nice on camera. It helps you get your job done, but it doesn't look nice for me. So unfortunately, once your makeup is done, I'm going to have to move her, and then maybe we can redo some of the touches.
But you know what? That's fine if it's communicated.
Yeah, you get
You
the
know what I
communication
mean? That's
from
fine.
it.
But I have a few, a few people. They've literally come, even when I'm still finishing the lips, and they're moving my light to get their shot, and I haven't finished.
Yeah, now you get your...
Finished. Do you know what I mean? They're
you
moving my
get it
light.
done.
They're saying this and that. I'm thinking, I have not finished. I have not finished. Like, it's different if I finish and, you guys want the fake shots.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, we all know that happens. But, like, you come in here moving my light?
But what's the purpose of moving the light?
You're distracting me. Like, now the light that I'm used to looking at you is changed, is warped. Like,
Right.
now my eyes have to adjust differently. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I've been standing here for nearly 2 hours doing this makeup, and like, just leave it for another 5 minutes, I'll be done. Do you know what I mean? But I think with me, it's the fact that you don't ask, you're just moving it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of photographers and videographers that like to shoot with natural light.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. If we're tight for time and you guys need to get your shots, I'll put the light off. It's no big deal. I can work with natural light. That's fine. But when you're coming in and turning off my light, flickering my light, I'm thinking, what's going on?
What I tend to do is I'll shoot both. Even I don't like it, like the makeup artist set up.
Yeah.
I'll still shoot it.
Yeah. Just so you
Just
have it.
in case I don't have the time for my shot.
Hear it.
But if I can have both, I'll definitely always choose my shot.
Yeah.
But I think working with people, when it comes to, as a vendor anyway, communication is key.
Yeah.
Because you could find a wedding where it's not even the makeup artist that's the problem, it's the photographer. There's certain photographers now that they come with studio lights. on the wedding. That is the most inefficient way to shoot. I don't understand it. How do you carry a big strobe light the entire day?
Yeah.
You understand? So stuff like that, it takes away from the wedding, man.
I think that's even a good segue into the topic. So we talk about that teamwork on the day.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I don't even know if there are many other industries where pretty much every single wedding is just a collection of people, and you're told, okay, you guys work together as a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, you come across some vendors every once in a while. You might, we're working together at that wedding, we're working at that wedding. But you're never really like, you never have, okay, this is a whole vendor team for one wedding. Next wedding, this is the same vendor team you've got.
Yeah.
So
it's very, very unlikely.
Yeah.
But I always, anytime I get a inquiry, I always recommend the same photographers.
Okay. But I feel like it's obviously, it depends on, so like me as an MC, I have zero control over anything, because more time I'm probably one of the last ones to get booked in terms of like the bigger vendors, like so for me, like DJs, planners, those are the main two that you work directly with, and then videographers and stuff. So at our point, it's just like, okay, I just got to find out who it is.
Yeah.
Whereas you guys probably makeup artists as well, because brides, like, usually they know who's doing their makeup from early.
That person,
yeah. So you guys, do you have an influence over like any of the other vendors?
I do.
It depends, but a lot of brides ask me who hairstylists. Can you recommend?
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Not a lot of the time. It's not videographers and photographers.
Yeah, it wouldn't make
got
sense.
that patterned, or the husband knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? A lot of the time
Yeah.
that happens. But I have my brides that book me really early, and I always say to them, if you need some help, if you need recommendations, let me know. And then that's where they come to me. Who do you think would do it? Who do you think? I've had a few brides for next year. They're like, how does this person work as a videographer? How is this photographer? And I'll be like, sis, this is a T. And I'll give them, like, I never say anybody bad, but I say like
how
the ones I actually will recommend.
You have to. They have to be
I'll
real.
be like, sis, this person does this and it's amazing. They're always on time. Blah, blah, blah. Do you get what I'm saying? But a lot of the time, they're just asking for hairstylists or makeup artists for the bridesmaids.
Okay,
if I'm
fine.
doing the bride. Now, if they ask me to do bridesmaids, I've already got someone for the bride. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
You as well, yeah?
Yeah.
What I guess more recommendations for photographers?
Yeah. And I always suggest is, so Daryl Studios, Godson, or Godson, who else? T. Phillips. I really like shooting with.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's very cool.
Good
guy.
energy.
Every wedding we have together is always funny.
Yeah.
So same with Daryl.
Yeah.
That's bro. And a few other people that I would send through. Zil is another one. Zil, I love working with Zil.
Yeah.
And the reason I choose these people is not necessarily because of the work, but it's just because of how they work on the day.
It's the ethic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and the mindset, what we're aiming for is quite similar. And unfortunately, if the bride or the groom have chosen another photographer that, because I always go through, whenever I find out who's shooting the wedding, the first thing is to go on Instagram to look at their work.
Yeah.
Automatically, I will tell how they work. And I can already tell what the issues might be. So on the day of the wedding, I have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, hey bro, by the way, so you see when the bride is coming up the aisle, I'm going to track halfway and then I'm going to get out of your way. You can get your shots. Or do you want to track together side by side?
Yeah.
It's a very simple conversation.
Yeah.
So
I think it's communication.
Communication is key,
important,
man.
isn't it? So obviously your main one would be photographers. For you,
Hairstylist.
What's the dynamic like in terms of like, because is it, I'm never there at that point. Do you do the makeup and then the hair after, or do you do it at the same time? Or
So usually you do hair and then makeup.
Okay.
Usually. Now, if there's a request by a hairstylist that wants to do it after, then that's fine. Personally, I don't know how every makeup artist is in terms of working like that. But me, I'm easy. As long as we get the job done and everyone's happy, if the work looks fine, then cool. I'll do the makeup before. But 90% of the time, the hair goes first, because a lot of the time they have to like set the hair. So it's setting whilst we're doing the makeup.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And then afterwards they'll come in and style and do finishing touches.
Okay.
Maybe they'll take like half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour. Yeah, so it's calm. I think with that, it's always good to book somebody that's willing to like work regardless, because there's times where I'm quite tall. I'm 5'8". Some of these hairstylists are like 5'1", 5'2". So can you imagine if we have to do hair and makeup at the same time? One of us is either standing on a stool or I'm working on
Or kneeling down.
Yeah, and it's happened before, and I don't mind because we both know that the most important thing here is
to get
getting the bride done on time.
For sure.
Do you know what I mean?
We
So
like that still.
so yeah, so you never know. Most of the time it's hair then makeup. There's sometimes we got to be doing it together, and I'll be like, give me 1 second, sis. Give me 1 second. I just need to do the eyeliner. Let me just get it because I don't want to poke her in the eye. And then the hairstylist will be like, okay, that's fine. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to work with somebody or have a hairstylist and a makeup artist that's willing to, you know, bend their rules of normality just to
to make
provide
it
a good service.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I mean?
Yes.
I think another point where, so obviously, for both of you guys, when it comes to like the end of your period, because your period can usually end like midway through a wedding or whatever. I guess obviously timing becomes a factor where they're running late, for example, and they've got like another change and they still got to do their makeup.
Yeah.
And you as well, like second entrances, and it's like your time's nearly running out.
Yeah.
What's like, so at what point, so if you're at a wedding, at what point do you feel like, okay, this might go left, I need to, or what do you even do at that point?
What, timing as in if it's running late? So there are a few things. First things first is my general timing schedule is 10 to 10.
Okay.
12 hours. The earliest I can push that is 9 o'clock. So 9 to 9. If you want to extend the time, you can, but you'd have to be charged for it. The reason I don't like to work before 9 o'clock is because, so I'm coming from Southeast, and wherever else all the guys are coming from, we would have to leave out earlier, meaning that there's less time to relax, there's less time to eat breakfast, because you're literally standing on your feet the entire day, right? There's pretty much no breaks. So I want to make sure I am there at the venue. So even if I start at 10, I like to be there around like 9:30, just in the car, just setting my brain and just getting into the game plan for the day.
Yeah.
If it's too early, I don't have the chance to do that. So that means when it's 10 o'clock and, you know, the second entrance hasn't happened, there's an hour grace maximum that I will still give. It's like, okay, cool. You know what? This is the situation. You read how the day has been. It's like, fair enough. Anything past that hour, unfortunately, I have to, because putting these principles together as someone who's currently not married and doesn't have a family, it has to be put in place now. Because how do I explain that to a wife or to kids that, hey, dad's just come back again at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So you have to set these principles, and the right client will book you for those principles. It's as simple as that.
Same for you, yeah?
Yeah, there's a grace period.
Yeah.
With me, if obviously I always discuss, okay, this is your start time, this is your end time, based on how many hours you book me for. But there's always a grace period. But if you book me for like half a day and I have a booking in the evening, I can't compromise that booking because you're 2 hours behind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is sometimes they can't help it. But that's why I like the idea of this podcast, because hopefully it'll give you an idea how this can be prevented. You know, I find, you know what I find? If someone tells me that where they're getting their ceremony and reception is far apart, it's a red flag. It's
We're just talking about that, actually.
Like, as in, if you're, let's say your ceremony is in Guildford, and then your reception is in Essex.
Yeah, that's
what did I do this year? I did Peckham to Ilford.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's too much. You are increasing every possibility for time to be delayed. Because it's not just about you getting there. What if your guests, what if it's so far away that they're hungry and they stop off at McDonald's and then there's a queue at McDonald's and then they're late?
No,
Like, it just, what if there's traffic? Like a 45, like, exactly.
Just
if
to
the
get to the
journey
next
itself
stage.
is like a 45-minute journey, you have to have a contingency of an hour, 30 minutes. And on top of that, you've already eaten into his grace period technically. Do you get what I'm saying? And my grace period. That is one of the biggest things I'm gonna say. It could work. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it could work, but every time it's happened with me, it's not worked.
Really?
It's not worked.
So I guess just more being realistic with the timelines. But I guess obviously it's easier for us to say on this side because we've seen it. But someone that hasn't planned a wedding, like, they wouldn't know what's realistic. What's a realistic timeline to them? Is different to what we would see as realistic because they think, oh, I could do that, but we're like, actually, I've seen somebody do that and it didn't go how you think it might go.
But what I would say is, from a production side, either stills or motion, so video photography, it's always good to just let them know from experience.
100%.
What you've planned out might not necessarily finish at 10.
Yeah.
I will stay because I don't want to be bad man and is unprofessional.
And you're missing important shots.
I am missing an important shot just because I have to go home. Even though I really have to go home, it's in my contract. I will stay, but best believe I am charging you for that. And they will say, fair enough. Okay. If it does happen, we'll make an adjustment for you. And then when it does happen and you send that invoice, they understand, rather than a situation where you have not communicated that is your way of working to them, and then they now see a £300 invoice thinking, whoa, what's going on here?
I definitely think it's important. I think for every vendor as well, just to vocalize if you think that there's going to be an issue on the schedule that impacts you, be like, okay, look, this is the thing that I see here that might impact me. I'll do it as well. If I'm an MC and I see a schedule that's like, I don't think we're gonna have time to do all of that in the way that you want to do it. Because then if it does go wrong on the day, then it's gonna be it's on you.
Facts.
Whereas if you vocalize and said it before, being like, okay, there's a way that we can work around it. If they decide not to do that, then it's like, when it happens on the day, it's like, okay, we spoke about this before. It's happened now, but we're here now, so let's deal with it.
I completely agree.
All right, last bit we'll do is advice to couples. We'll do different. So you advice to couples planning their wedding.
Get advice.
From people. One bit of advice for people planning their wedding. What would you give?
No, that they should seek advice.
Oh, okay.
Seek advice from people that have been married, and maybe vendors, if you can. Like, how can I say it? If you know somebody that knows a vendor, ask them, what are the things that have gone wrong? What could have been better? And also, if you can like do everything within the same proximity, then that would be good. If things can be like 5, 10, 15 minutes away from
maximum.
each other, then great.
Okay, I hear that. Yeah, no, that's a great one as well. I mean, we don't buy it, vendors, we don't buy it. You can ask us questions.
Ask us questions, like more time about. Most of us that do this, we're passionate about it.
100%.
We love meeting people and 100%. Engaging with people. Ask us. We're going to help you.
And I'll ask you, Fola, what advice would you give to someone that's aspiring to be a wedding videographer, let's say?
Love it. Love it, because we are highly paid, let's be honest, but the amount of money the amount of time you invest in it, the money doesn't really balance as well. So you have to have a passion for it. Like for me, filming weddings, it's so personal that my personal life doesn't even matter, unfortunately. Like I've got work to edit. My phone is turned off. I don't care who needs to get in contact with me. I need to finish this.
I hear that.
And that's because I have that spirit where if the work is not done, I can't sleep. It's an industry you got to have a passion for. So it's beyond just the money. And because I have that mindset, it allows me to be able to charge more because now the work looks amazing. So it's just that you have to put the work first. That's the most important thing.
For sure. Okay. Let's wrap it there. All right. Episode done, another episode done. Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure having you on. Man, where can they find you on socials?
You guys can find me on Instagram. My social is Deji Rachel _ DEJI RACHEL _
Yeah, at XW Media.
Perfect. Yeah, man. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope it's been insightful. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and at the Vendors Table on Instagram. So yeah, man. Stay tuned. We're back for another episode.